reasons why they brought taxation. Because what your government is asking you to pay in January 2026 is what I call colonial taxation. They learned it from them. And I'll tell you 3 reasons why the colonial master brought colonial taxation to Africa. The taxation that they gave us in Africa was not to develop Africa. It was to keep us in check. I will give you 3. Pay attention. 1 is for funding of colonial administration. They tax us so they can use our money to fund their system. Colonial administration. To fund their colonial administration. 2 was to force Africa into what? Wage labor. The person that practiced it very well was King Leopold of Belgium. He did it in Congo. When a man do not meet his quota in a day, they cut your daughter's hands and legs and give you. That's the image you are seeing up there. 3 reasons. The 3rd one, to control our survival and communal relationship. We could not travel anymore. Because before you can step into another village, you pay tax for entering. They drew borders for us. Tax becomes a weapon, not a means of helping the people. It becomes a weapon. When you tax a man for what you have not brought, it is called extraction. It is called exploitation. It is not economic development. No! But Nigerians are quiet. And the government has taken their quietness to be consent. That is not consent. Oh, Fela Kuti said, Nigerians know how to suffer and smile. You see, whether you're a good citizen or you are not, there's something you must pay. When you are a law-abiding citizen, what do you pay? You pay tax. When you are not a law-abiding citizen, what do you pay? You pay penalty. Either way, someone is paying. You need to remember the spirit of the Aba women protest in 1929. 10,000 women came out on the street and said, we will not pay tax to the colonial master. Our husband pay, we will not pay. They came out strong. When they write in history, they call it Aba women riot. Just to make us believe that our wives and our mothers and our sisters in 1929 were rebellious. No, that was not a riot. That was a protest. Women who knew their right. Not what you have today as men in Nigeria. When men were men, women were won by men who deserved them. Not what you have today. Cowards. Who hide in their houses, cry in pain. About women came out and said, we will not pay in 1929. Peaceful. But their voice was their weapon. What you need is the spirit that possessed the Ghanaians in Yala Atan Sewa protest in 1900. That's what you need. What you need was the spirit that possessed the people of Sierra Leone in 1898, when the people protested against, when the British imposed what was called hot tax, H-U-T, hot tax. The people said, we are not going to pay. What you need was the spirit that possessed Egba resistance in what so many people call Adobe War. Our ancestors resisted taxation. Okonkwo resisted. But what we resisted was not taxation. What we resisted was taxation without accountability. That's the difference. So don't let them gaslight you.